The name of the story is The Magic Pot. Once upon a time, there lived a farmer in a village, and he used to go and walk to his farm each and every day and continue his all farming activities because the monsoon was about to arrive. One day, he was digging the farm to prepare it for sowing the seeds, and he saw something really unusual and something really strange. All of a sudden, he found out a big, huge pot in the farm. So the farmer took out the pot from the mud and just wondered that what was inside that and who had kept it for. So the farmer decided to just keep the pot aside until his lunchtime. He started continuing his usual activities again. And then came the time for the lunch. When the farmer was walking towards the pot, he just kept his spade inside the pot and started eating his lunch. After completing the farmer's lunch, the farmer was completely astonished and shocked to see that there were 100 spades inside the pot where he has kept only one spade. So he was wondering that how many spades were there and how did this thing happen. He was really surprised and really astonished. He thought to himself that if one spade can become 100, anything kept inside the pot can turn into a lot of things or say 100. He decided to just check it out once he gets back home. So the farmer did one thing. He took out all the spades from the pot and then he kept on thinking again. So now the farmer decided to keep a single pebble or a single stone inside the pot and he wanted to see that what was going to happen. So after a while, when the farmer looked inside the pot, he was astonished to see a wonderful sight where he had 100 stones inside the pot. And he didn't know how to react to this thing properly. So the farmer decided that the pot was completely magical. So he brought the pot back to him at his home and decided to keep it inside a sealed cupboard where nobody could have an access towards it. From that day onwards, the farmer became very happy and he used to satisfy all his needs with the help of that pot. Whenever he wanted a cloth to wear, he would just put a small piece of cloth in the pot and in return get a huge amount of cloth from the pot to make his clothes. So this is how things were going on. Whenever he was hungry, he would put in a fruit and get 100 fruits from the pot to fill his hunger and fill his stomach. So the farmer started becoming richer and richer, and all the people in his area, in his village, started thinking that there was something wrong which was going on with the farmer, and they didn't know what it was and how he was getting so much money and how he became much richer and richer at such a small level and in such a short time. So when his neighbor noticed all these things, they were really envious and they were really jealous. They wanted to know what was the secret behind the farmer. They wanted to know how he became so successful and how he became so rich. So they decided and they planned and they stood outside the farmer's window and then they came to know about everything which was going on. They saw the pot, they saw the pebbles, they saw the spades, they saw the whole process which was going on. And then they saw the farmer keeping a little spoon of milk inside the pot, and in return, what do you see? You see a whole wholesome pot of milk which the farmer got by just putting a single spoon. So the neighbors now came to understand the real concept of the pot and they decided to steal the pot that very same night. And they thought their futures are going to change, their lives are going to change, and everything is going to be on track. So this wicked neighbor made a quick rough plan and then decided to steal the pot from the farmer on this night. So the neighbor was discussing and he left from his home that night itself. He stole the pot from the farmer's house and brought it to his house. When he was walking towards inside his house, a thought came into his mind. He wanted to know if there was anything inside the magic pot. He wanted to make it clean. So all he could do is just put on his own arm inside the pot and check if there was no obstacles or if there was nothing stopping the magic to occur or stopping the magic to happen. So he put his arm inside the pot, and when he was rubbing his arm, he didn't find anything. Pretty satisfied, pretty happy, he took off his hand from the bowl. But then what we see, he was shocked to see 100 hands attached to his own shoulder, attached to his own body, which he didn't know what to do, and he didn't know from where it come. He was really scared by seeing this one sight, and he was completely mad at it, and he didn't know what to do. So the very first thing the neighbor did the very next morning was that he stepped outside his house and he started walking around the village. People of the village were really scared. They thought that some kind of a demon or some kind of evil spirit had come inside the person who had the 100 arms, and he was really worried. He didn't know what to do. He was walking around, and walking around the village when he finally saw the farmer, the honest farmer. He walked up to the honest farmer, and then he saw like what was happening. And then the farmer came to know that the neighbor stole the pot from him, and he knew that this was the only reason why which all these things had happened. So, moral of the story is that there is no point in stealing anything. You're not supposed to be envious of anyone. Don't be jealous of everyone. Everyone has a unique attitude. So, never steal anything from anyone.